Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Nyasha. So welcome back to the Benchmarkers. And as you can see, today we're serious. We're in our work uniform. Last week, thanks you for all those who joined us. But it was a bit of a try run. Now we're back in full gear. With myself repping Australia. I'm not Australian. I don't know if you can hear in my accent, but I'm not Australian. And and then we have a Scottish man, and I guess the Lions. I don't even know how to. I don't.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, he's everywhere, and you can see he has his little mane. So yeah. So like I said, my name's Nyasha, and the other guy's gonna introduce themselves. Let's start with the Lion.
All right, hi guys, welcome back. Happy to be here again to discuss Six Nations after round one, which there may have been some upsets, but my name is Takunda, and I'll hand it over to Nash so we can get into it.
Uh, hey guys, back here again with after getting the whole majority of last week wrong with my prediction. But I'm here again to try convince you guys to listen to me. And yeah, you know what? Let's see what round two does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Right. So I guess I just do a little recap, but the main subject matter is actually the upcoming games. But yeah, a little recap. Favorite moments of the weekend. Right, we can just start with you, Nash.
Well, let's see. Hey, well, to be fair, I had predicted that. What is it? Well, we were actually going to handle business, but yeah, man, Italy. They definitely had ideas. I mean, we didn't take our chances. Italy definitely did that. I mean, they also had their own questionable choices, but I mean, there's something in consistency. They've been quite consistent, trying to get things. I mean, working here and there, but yeah, right now they're pretty much in a solid position. They've
Yeah.
always been a team that's got nothing to lose at the end of the day, whenever they show up.
Yeah.
And Scotland, on the other end, we've been the kings of we almost did it. And right now we're in a bit of a sticky position.
Yeah.
But yesterday, I think was well, what am I saying? Yesterday, last week actually, yeah, it was. I think it was just a matter of taking chances. Scotland didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
Italy went out of their way to do all of that. And with England and Wales, oh man, I was wrong. I really thought it was one of those things where Wales was going to come with a bit of a resurgence. And I think first off, I did believe it. They did put up a fight
Yeah.
here and there. But yeah, man, they just got the second half was a completely different story, man. They just got steamrolled.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true.
And yeah, it seems like there's still a lot more work to be done.
Yeah. Now I don't. I'm not a hater because I love big personalities in rugby. In fact, we need big personalities. But Henry Pollock scores a try, and it gets taken away from him, but the try still stands. A part of me was like, after the celebration, I was like, he's cocky. I personally like him. Like he's slowly becoming one of my favorite players because rugby, in my opinion, does have a personality problem. We need
Yeah,
those like in soccer. We need the Balotellis, right? The people that the fans either love or hate, which Henry Pollock is easily that. But then after the celebration, and then he doesn't even get the try awarded to him. That was a bit of a shame. But TK, yeah, your thoughts on the weekend, favorite moments.
Um, so I'm going to start off with my predictions. I got the England Wales one correct. I knew that. Well, I did predict that England was going to put 40 past the Welsh.
You did.
So no
yeah,
surprises for me there.
Yeah.
Um, and if we go to Scotland, Italy, um, I tried to keep it as close as possible. So I remember I did predict a 2018 to Scotland, but I kept it as close as possible like that because I knew that there was a high possibility of Italy causing an upset, which they eventually did. And I'm not surprised by that at all. I did mention it last week as well that Italy is not that team that you can just run over like, what happened back maybe let's say 3 years ago or so.
Yeah.
They are definitely going down with the fight now. If we look at end of year tour last year, Springboks versus Italy, we I think Springboks only scored about 30 something points. And
Yeah.
Italy also scored a try or two of themselves. So yeah, it's really not like in the day where teams will just come and put 50 easily past Italy. They are really fighting now, and I'm a fan of it. It shows that they're growing. Same thing with Argentina as well. You know, Argentina can easily get a win
Oh yeah.
against anyone in the world.
Anyone.
So same story with Italy as well. They're definitely on the come up, and you know what? Maybe 2, 3 years down the line, they will be able to win like maybe 3 matches, 2 or 3 matches in the Six Nations. I would love to see that for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the World Cup's around the corner, so yeah,
That's going to be
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, they need to start winning a lot sooner than that. But yeah, now on to the main thing, because I know today you guys had a lot to say about team selections, about who was put in, about who was left out. Yeah, and the almost guys, because I guess last year, yeah, last year you almost beat England, if I remember correctly, Scotland. Yeah, so the almost did it, guys. Yeah, today today you guys had a lot to say, both of you guys. So yeah, this is your time. What are your thoughts? I know. I'm like,
So
you're like, where do I begin?
where do we begin? So look, Scotland, England. It's actually a very big match, and um, England's story right now is that they're on the come up. They're doing really well. They beat New Zealand at the end of last year. They came really close in the Six Nations last year. So I wouldn't say they're the team to beat, but they're definitely doing much better now. Scotland, on the other hand, after that loss to Italy, do they lose a little bit of confidence, perhaps? Um, and how will they fare against England on Saturday? Also, if we look at the history of the Calcutta Cup, so obviously when England and Scotland play in the Six Nations, they play for the Calcutta Cup.
Yeah,
If we look at the history, maybe last 4 years or so, Scotland has the upper hand, save
yes,
for last year where England actually won the
Yeah.
match, right?
yeah.
So all these factors make this match very interesting. Who's going to come up tops in this match? Everyone is going to play their hearts out on the floor. But who's actually
No,
going to
no, wait.
win
Let
this?
me let me let me let me give you some info, right?
Yeah,
Right here, right? Because England's on a 12-game win streak, right?
Yeah.
So to say they're not the team to beat, um, you know, I'm not. I'm just putting it out there in the ether. Listen, I'm not saying it wrong, right? I'm not saying it
yeah,
right. I'm just putting it out there in the ether that, hey man,
yeah.
this is a not only a 12-game win streak. Like, Wales is not, granted, they are in a rut, right? But still getting 48 points past them, right? 48-7, right? So 12-game win streak, just yeah, something weird happened with your video just now. 12-game win streak, just smashed Wales 48-7. If it was the Springboks, like, you didn't know the names, it was just your favorite rugby team going into this. That's all you hear. 12-game win streak. Just smashed Wales 48-7. Surely that's a team to beat.
It depends, man. And you look
Yeah.
at context. Okay,
Yes.
you have
Yes.
a
Yeah.
12 wins.
So
These
I
guys have
guess
a 12 game
when I
win
said
streak.
not really the team to beat, because then maybe I'm just looking at it from a Six Nations point of view right now.
Okay.
If we were
Yeah.
to look at the Six Nations alone, then France is the team to beat.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but look, no, nothing against the
S-
12,
yeah.
12 match winning streak. Like that is huge.
Yeah. So
That
so
is
so so already you are predicting France to just sweep this thing, to take it all.
I am predicting France to win a Grand Slam. Yes, absolutely, no doubt. Because now they already have Ireland out of the way. The next biggest match that they'll have to face is England.
Yeah.
But like, let's see how England is going to do against Scotland, because also like Scotland is going to test England as well.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So Nash, yeah, you had a lot to
You
say
guys,
today.
I'm taking this. I'm taking this 12 game win streak with a pinch of salt, man. Nah, because no, because look at it. Look at it. The
Yeah.
last time they lost was on what, 1st of February, and they lost against Ireland. And since then, look at that 12 game win streak. They've
Mm.
played Wales twice, which I
Mm-hmm.
think is a free. Let's see. You throw in Italy as well. You see that 12 game win streak is starting to look a bit shaky because
They
no,
they
no, no, no.
played
Wait.
Yeah.
Hmm?
they played the All Blacks. They played the
Yeah,
All Blacks.
okay. Yeah. But then if you sit down and look at the number of tier one opposition they've met in that 12 game win streak, how many of it? They've played what? New Zealand and okay, so New Zealand,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then let's see, who did they throw in? Okay, we'll throw in Argentina as well. Yeah, they played Argentina. They
Yeah,
won I think from the last 12 games they've played Argentina probably 3 times, I think, because it should have been 2 times during June and then another one at the end of the year. And I'm pretty sure okay, yeah, I think that they actually won all 3 matches.
Okay,
Mhm.
but
So
Argentina is good. Is really good opposition.
Argentina's good. No, I'll
Yeah.
give them that.
Yeah.
But then the fact that you throw in 2 games against Wales, Fiji, USA, like for me, that 12 games starts to look a bit shaky
A
because
little.
it's like,
No,
yeah, because
that's fair. But then you can't argue that they're not in form, right?
oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, no,
Actually,
no,
the best
yeah,
form they've
they
been
are.
in, the best form they've been in since when? This is
since I'd say since the Eddie Jones era, to be
yeah.
And
honest. Yeah,
let's be honest, that Eddie Jones era,
since
I
the
think
yeah,
we've seen them
yeah,
better than
yeah,
this.
and
Last
in
week
that
against yeah,
and remember in that Eddie Jones era, they went on a massive streak where they actually played like top teams, not
yeah,
Mhm.
not this one that Nash is actually disputing right now.
yeah, exactly. This is why I'll say I'm still not convinced. Like they're good. Okay, you look at the first half against Wales.
Mhm.
It was their tries were mostly because of Wales. Most of the sorry was mostly because of Welsh mistakes rather than the fact that they were actually creating opportunities. Yes, like in the second half, they took control, steamrolled Wales to like put like what 40 on them,
Yeah.
but then it's one of those things where I'm not really convinced yet that
But I
they've gone
mean,
to the point where they
it's
can
worth
get in
considering.
and do the same thing. I want to see them do this against Ireland or what is it? Or do this against France. I mean, if they do those 2 matches, I'll be convinced that okay, you know what, England is in probably best form, the best form at this point. But
Yeah.
until I see that against Ireland or France, then right now I'm still
There's still a
But
little
I'm
look,
bit.
still a bit
Yeah.
off.
that was their first match of the season as well. Remember?
Hmm? Yeah, that's true. Like it takes a
Yeah,
bit
that was
to get
yeah,
your
that
team
was only the
together.
first match of the
Yeah.
season. So probably a couple of guys are still trying to find their feet and all of that. But yeah, definitely looking forward to England versus France, England versus Ireland. Oh, I mean, even just England versus Scotland right now. Like this match alone at the weekend is going to tell us a lot. Now,
Yeah.
Nash, I have a question for you. Thoughts on Gregor Townsend dropping Duhan van der Merwe? Duhan van der Merwe, who scored a screamer of a try in 2024 against England.
Well, I mean, his reason is this guy is supposed to be a defensive liability, and I mean, you can you, I can see where he's coming from, but I don't think he can afford to drop him right now, especially the position because right now I feel like he's playing for his job. Right now he's just what a loss or two away from getting sent home,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Yeah,
feel like it's one of those things where you need the guy, especially right now. You've dropped him and you're still losing. Your case doesn't really hold water after that because look at what France did. How many people did they send home? You've got like what 3 4 really good players and starters as well, by the
Yeah.
way, not just bench
mm,
players, and they still delivered one hell of a performance against Ireland. Like if we're being really honest, they could have put like 40 on Ireland last week, and this is
easily,
all and this is all missing
easily.
like really good players, like or starters. So it's one of those things where no one really questions the coach because they're like, no, this guy knows what
Yeah,
he's doing. But then if you're losing and then you have got Duan's not in your team and you know what he can deliver, your case doesn't really hold much water. I feel like at this point he might as well use the tools that are available to him because at the end of the
Yeah,
day, you're going into
and also
yeah,
guys like Scotland can't really compare them to France. So a team like France, France has so much depth, so they can possibly afford to play around with their players like that. If you look at which year was it, might have been 2024,
Hmm.
and I think there was an analysis on the number of players that each of these rugby nations used. And there was a lot of noise around Rassi using, I think, was it 40
50, I
something
think.
players? 40 something between the 40 the 40 50 range.
Yeah,
France used more than 50 players in that year.
yeah.
So that says a lot about their depth. Like they have massive depth, so they can afford, to play around with their players like that. But you know what, we'll see.
Yeah, but anyway, with yeah, I mean, with Duhan's absence, which you guys are, I guess, still pretty shocked by. I mean, previously, he like in 2024, he had a hat trick against England, right? Known as the England killer. There are certain players who just have the opponents, and this is clearly
Yeah.
one of his favorite opposition. So yeah, man, with his omission, and clearly it's a pain point for you, TK. Yeah,
Duhan van der Merwe, like man, I just look, give the ball to that guy and watch what he'll do, especially with a guy like Finn Russell at number 10,
yeah,
who can create in his sleep. Like I thought that they worked really, really well together. Like those two guys against England just turn into absolute beasts. So yeah, dropping Duhan van der Merwe was a huge shocker for me. Now, guys, I have a question
mm,
for both of you now.
yeah,
If Scotland have lost against Italy now,
yeah.
what are the chances of winning any other match in the Six Nations? Because now they have okay, well, there's still this,
Goodness Wales.
but there's still. I just remember there's still Wales. There's still
Hey guys, leave Wales out of this, okay? Leave,
there's still Wales at least. So could they possibly just come out with one
bro.
win?
Who'd have thought Wales would be here? You know, my one of my first Springbok games. Actually, my first Springbok game was actually when they played Wales. At I think it was Ellis Park, and it was some years ago. Forgot the year, but it was a close game. If anything,
Um,
we might have been trailing at some point.
Yeah,
Uh,
I wouldn't be
no
shocked.
surprise.
yeah,
No
yeah,
surprise.
and
Wales was always a massive headache for us.
But
yeah,
Wales historically has been a problem, man. Like you look at
Because the thing
even
about Wales is like they used to match our physicality, and
yeah,
when you match Springboks' physicality, like it makes things very, very difficult for them.
yeah, and then now they're the team that everyone's kind of no, like no, we'll just get our points off Wales.
yeah.
Which
It's
like
it's really sad to be honest. For me, it's really, really sad because I was a big fan of that Welsh team. Around about what, 2012, 2012, 2013,
mhm.
and they had the guys like George North, Jonathan Davis. Oh my God, man, I missed that Welsh team to be honest.
Yeah, but anyway, South Africa also had its lows and its highs. England is coming off a really bad low.
Yeah.
And now sometimes you just need the right generation and the right coach, coming in. But yeah, so sorry, I might have interrupted your question. What is your question? you
Yeah, I mean, what are Scotland's chances of actually? I mean, apart from Wales, obviously, what are their chances of winning any other match in the Six Nations, considering the fact that they've lost to Italy now? What are their chances against England? What are their chances against Ireland? What are their chances against France? Could they possibly come out of this tournament with just one win?
Okay, I mean, firstly, I will say they're not facing Scotland. They're facing Glasgow Warriors because that team is basically Glasgow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So this is a
if,
club
if you
versus
want
country. Yes.
if you want to say that, then we might as well say the same about what is it, Ireland and
Ireland.
Leinster. Yeah,
Ireland, yeah.
in fact, that might even be worse Because even the subs they take, that guy basically does copy paste from Leinster.
Ireland is basically what Leinster, eh?
Yeah, it's basically Leinster.
Yeah.
I was watching the coverage after Ireland scored, and I think it was the Leinster coach that was blamed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Jacques Nienaber.
yeah, like
yeah,
which doesn't really make any sense to me because I mean, at the end of the day, you've created a culture where you're basically copy pasting all the systems from one club into the national squad. And at the end of the day, you're basically trying to use what is it, your main club as some sort of little breeding ground for different tactics, and then you try adapt them to the national squad. Which I mean, long term, it's not a smart idea at the end of the day. And you can't end up holding this guy accountable because at the end of the day, he's still winning. For Leinster, they are winning at the end of the day.
yeah.
Might not like how they're playing, but they're winning. Before Ninaba came in, they didn't have a URC title.
Okay, yeah. Well,
And
yeah. If I were to play the devil's advocate here, because obviously, looking at the Springboks, Rassi has so much power from the top down to how South
yeah,
Africa plays, right? And I do feel because everyone understands how South Africa plays at club level, at school level, the junior box winning their title. The women actually got really far. I don't know if it
yeah,
was quarterfinals, right? And of course men winning because it's one coordinated system. If, for example, Rassi's methods were bad, we'll be losing, right, all the way. Now, because thankfully he's in charge and they're good, it's good for the whole country. So I'm not so against necessarily the idea behind what Ireland's doing. The problem is it's not one club. Like it's they only do it with one club, and it's just how Leinster plays. If the Ireland style of play, whatever it is, was taught from from grassroots all the way up, I do think the club to country like transition and play styles would transfer more. I don't know what you think about that.
uh, the way I look at it, I think it's slightly different because I mean, if you look at South Africa, you still get all these different clubs with different playing styles. You find look at the Bulls. The Bulls are a system team. You can't bring like a creative 10. Everything they do is run by systems. They're more
Yeah,
like Leinster than actually anything else, or maybe minus the win percentage. and then, and then you look at Stormers.
yeah,
Stormers are built on individual skill.
yeah,
Like you will find the Stormers play a lot more like the All Blacks. If you really think about it, you look at the amount of flair in that team. Look at the back line. You've got Willems, you've got Sasha, you've got all these different guys. Warwick Land, like
yeah,
they're given the license to do whatever they want. If there's any team that can pull off anything, it's the Stormers
yeah,
because they've got the talent to do it. And then again, if you sit down and start looking at Sharks, well, to be fair, no one knows what the hell the Sharks are doing. And then,
no, 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 no.
Well,
After
yeah,
JP, after they got JP,
after JP,
right?
all right,
it's
yeah, but then the thing
in a
is,
certain
playing
direction.
style, they're winning, but I
No,
don't know what the actual playing style is like so far right now.
no, yeah. Well, I mean, it's only a couple games in,
Yeah,
but I mean, they
yeah.
they they stopped
So
Stormers win streak, well,
yeah,
back to back. So yeah,
Yeah,
like,
they beat the
but you
Stormers
can
twice.
see
Not
from
just once,
all looking
twice.
at yeah, yeah, but you
They
can
did.
see from
Yeah.
looking at all of these teams, there's
yeah,
varied different there's varied playing styles. Like each one of them delivers something different. When they finally
Mm.
come to the box, you put all of those different styles together, and then you get that incredible running style from the Stormers, and then you get that tight forward look from the Bulls, that sort of thing. You coordinate it together.
yeah,
You can actually say, okay, all of these clubs contribute something that brings that Bok identity.
Mm.
But
yes,
then when you now look at what is it, the Irish setup, it's basically copy paste what Leinster are doing. If Leinster struggles, the national team struggles. And the thing about it is, the worst part about it is they actually have really good players. You look at what Munster brings in, Ulster brings in.
yeah, yeah,
They've got their own identity, but then you will find a lot of emphasis is just put on one club every single time. So, like right now, I think right now they're saying, okay, no, the reason why everything's not really working well, we've got injuries, we've got that, we've got so and so going on. But then you've got really good players. I think you look at probably like what, Munster. what's that kid's name? Adobo.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's been really good, but he hasn't really had the chance to get into the Irish setup. He's a kid was supposed to have minimum 10 caps for Ireland at this point.
Mm.
But the fact that he hasn't been part of the setup is already raising questions by itself. So it's
Uh,
one of those
Goes
things.
back
Yeah,
goes back to what we spoke about last week, that Andy Farrell is really doing a good job in terms of succession planning.
yeah. You see, that's another thing. So you find Faz really needs to sit down and start looking at the way they pick their players, because it seems like the way people perform at Leinster, it's just taken and then they try apply that
yeah.
to what is it to the national squad, and you find the people who struggle, the players who end up struggling the most. It's obviously they're not from they're not from Leinster, because they're dealing with an unfamiliar system. So at the end of the day, they're not picked, and it's not because they're not good enough. It's because you're not learning the system, which ultimately is not supposed to be the system that's applied to the national squad. I get it. Pick one or two
Yeah.
things that work, but don't get the entire thing and then just go do a copy paste job. Because Ireland, at the end of the day, yes, they can say, "Oh no, it's a small island with 2 million people," blah blah blah. But
No,
they
no, no,
really
no,
do
no.
have the talent. They really do
Yeah.
have the talent.
Yeah.
I believe they've got the talent. They just don't want to create depth.
Yeah. I mean
That's
Yeah,
it.
because
yeah. Sorry, Tiga, go ahead.
that's the other thing. They just have such a small pool of players to pick from right now, compared to the Springboks, where, like I said, Springboks is just such a large pool of players to pick from. And you have to respect the Springboks coaching staff to be able to take guys from the Stormers, from the Sharks, from the Bulls, from the Lions, and integrate all of that and just create the Springbok system alone. And it actually works out. So um,
Yeah,
I
but
think we have to salute the Springboks coaching staff for that. And yeah, it seems like Indy Farrell might be struggling a bit to do the same with Ireland.
yeah. Okay. Because we're almost out of time. To answer your question, no, I do not see them winning another game. I don't see Scotland winning another game. Now, am I hoping they win tomorrow? Am I hoping? The answer no, not tomorrow, but I mean, is it tomorrow? When's the game? It's on Saturday. Saturday,
Saturday.
yes.
Yeah.
Is am I hoping they win? Yes. Right. The answer is yes. Right. I am absolutely hoping they can stop England. Like
You like drama. You like drama,
no,
hey.
I'm just saying like any self-respecting sportsman, right, right. Given a choice between whoever in England, the answer is always
Anyone but England.
Whoever.
anyone but England, right? Last week, I'll be honest, I did want England to win because Zimbabwe is facing Wales, I think, in the opening game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh yeah,
yeah, so we
second match of the
yeah,
World
so
Cup.
so we need their spirits to be down. Like if we're just being honest, right? But that is the only time. I haven't been watching the Cricket World Cup. I haven't yet, but again, as long as you're against them, you're. Hey, by the way, to the English watchers, it's a semi joke. Um, right? Yeah, yeah. But anyway, we do have about 2 minutes left. Um, did you guys pick your teams? Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have them? Do you have them? Do you have them ready, Nash?
Wait, let's
Your
see.
team, your team, your team for the weekend. And I guess this is a good time to say this show brought to you by Scrummy, a fantasy app. If you want to know about lineouts, player stats, really anything to do with the game, you know, download Scrummy, and the link should be somewhere in the screen before. Yeah, in the screen now. I'm not the editor. The editor will do the editor things. But yeah, it's a fun app, fantasy app. But it's more than that. It's actually where I go to look at team rosters and team stats. All right. Do you guys have
Yep.
your teams ready?
Yep. So I've got my selections here. So
Yes.
I went with Luke Cowan Dickey,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went with Mario Toji,
Okay. Of course.
and then I went with Nyasha's current favorite player,
Who's it?
Henry Pollock.
um, is he starting? He is.
No. He's not starting on Saturday
Okay,
though.
okay. It's on the squad though. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
but it's yeah. And then I went with Dupont. I'm a big fan of I'm a big fan of Antoine
yeah,
Dupont, guys. I'm a huge fan.
yeah.
And then I went with Arundel, and on the bench I have Sam Underhill.
Okay. Solid team.
Yeah.
Solid team. Solid team. Yeah. Wishing you the best there. Um, yeah. Nash.
Funny enough, my thing's not loading, but I think I still know it ahead.
Yeah. Sure.
Let's see. Front row, I went with Genj.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping he has a really good game. Like, I mean, scrums is pretty solid. Has good
Sorry,
game.
Nash. I've got a burning question right now. Now that you mentioned Genge.
No. Go on.
Yeah.
We saw what happened last week, right? The incident where he hit butted a player
Oh yeah. That was
and he
definitely
got away, and you got away with just a penalty.
yeah.
Jasper Visser did the same thing last year, and he was suspended for how many games?
Well, was that 3 to 5? I'm forgetting. Between
Is
three
that
to five
fair?
matches suspension. Yeah. Gave
How
him a
is
red
that
card
fair?
out. No, of course it's not. Like that. That's why this whole thing always comes in application of rules. Because at the end of the day, everyone's like, okay, you guys want if you want to be tough, but then just apply it to everyone. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the
Exactly.
day, yeah, people will know. Okay, you don't get to do such and such and such. The same way
Because
I'm gonna tell a ref to piss off. I mean, I shouldn't be shocked that I get a red. But then if some other guy is gonna do it and then he gets told back 10, whatnot, and then we move on like nothing happened, then that's why people start complaining. I think at the end of the day, I get sometimes people say Springbok fans are sour, and maybe some of us are idiots, which is true. But then no, seriously, let's
Yeah.
be honest. It's not most of us who know what they're talking about. But then there are some valid concerns, especially this one, what TK is saying. Like if you actually sit down, play the video,
Yeah.
and you look at what Visa got, and then you look at what Genge did, it's like, okay, look, we've already seen an action like this, which doesn't even look as bad as this. This guy got, what was it, like 3 to 5 game suspension,
Yeah.
and then Genge is told, you know what, penalty, move back, and then yeah,
Yeah.
this
No.
is the reason why people complain about application.
where is the
It's true.
consistency? Because now
Yeah.
imagine a young guy who's just learning the game of rugby. He looks at the Jasper Visser incident, and then he looks at the Ellis Genge incident. Like, what is he gonna think? Like, what are we teaching? You know.
No. Yeah.
So the inconsistency is it's rather disappointing, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, Nash, you
No,
can
no,
go on
no,
with your
no, no
selection.
problem. I will just say, obviously, the World Rugby is meeting quite soon, to discuss such matters. I do hope there's enough representation there,
Yeah.
at least from the people that are against this, because obviously, like, I don't have a problem with the 5 game suspension. By the way, I honestly think it should be just applied, right? Because now I'm not a,
Yeah.
Where's the
yeah,
consistency?
I think it should
You
be,
you just want the consistency.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, Nash, yeah, the rest of your team
All right, let's see. I said I started with who is it?
again.
Started with
The
Genge,
baby,
right?
Yeah,
the baby
Yeah.
Ryan. Yeah.
So Genge is my front row, really good ball carrier, especially now he's really doing let's see. Second row. Who did I go with second row? Second row, funny enough, I went with Adobo.
Okay. Not mad at that.
And then yeah, you guys are gonna find my loose forward pick a little bit funny.
no,
I went with Guy Pepper, England.
Okay.
To be honest, if I'm being really
yeah,
honest, I didn't go because I rate the guy. I don't really know much about his game.
You're managing your 240 points, weren't you?
Yeah,
That's-
yeah. I was managing my points, but then it
yeah,
was a bit calculated. I know a lot of English loose forwards get really good game time, especially in terms of run meters as well.
okay,
Yeah.
And I back this guy to actually have a really good game. So, guy, if you're watching this, don't disappoint me, my guy. I'm betting a lot on you.
Yeah.
And then, to be fair, let's see what else. Scrummy,
Halfback.
halfback,
Yeah.
halfback.
Yeah.
To be honest, this one seemed like a bit of an obvious one, man. Like I went with Dupont.
Yeah.
Yay!
I just feel like at this point, you sit down and look at who they're playing and the impact that he does. This guy's probably gonna walk out with like 100 meters made just by himself. And then let's see, who do I go with? Backline, well, LBB, same thing again.
Yeah.
Same thing. The guy's been on. The guy's a massive try scoring machine. And considering the game that he had last week and who they're playing again, man, I think this guy's gonna walk out with like a hat trick even. And then with my bench, I went with what's his name again? Baptiste. Scrummy for France.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I think this is purely logical as well. Dupont, I don't expect him to last the entire match. They might even take him out at halftime. And I know whoever comes in as well at 9 for France is probably going to have a really good game, really good ball carrying. I'm pretty sure that at this point they're probably looking to run the ball a lot.
Okay.
So he'll definitely be instrumental in there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great. Okay, we have unfortunately run out of time. I think we're clear that Nash thinks Scotland's gonna win. TK thinks England's gonna win, and I am hoping Scotland's gonna win. All right, but thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you. We'll see you next week with the recap of the week and analysis of the upcoming games. All right, cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
See you next week.
All right.
Cool.
All right. Let me stop that recording. Oh no, you don't have to.